Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's day one of the Bassmaster Classic 2024 here in Tulsa. It's setup day, so all the vendors are here getting set up. Of course, you guys know I'm here with Bay Cave Customs, but we are done and setting up. And while setting up, we actually ran into none other than Trey McKinney.
What's going on, guys?
Youngest angler ever to win a Bassmaster Elite Lake Fork 130 plus pounds for a 4-day total. So walk us through, so obviously day one, caught 30 plus pounds. After day one, what was the game plan to finish out that tournament?
Absolutely. So like, anytime you catch that big of a bag, for one, you don't know if you can repeat it.
Sure.
For two, how many days can you keep it? For three, I mean, you know, because it's so weird, because if you caught a 4-pounder, you didn't feel right. You know, I have to throw it back. You know, that's just kind of part of it. So anytime I would catch like a 3+ pounder, it's great to have that in there, but I knew to like be able to win, I wasn't going to be able to do that with that. So that was kind of a stressful time moment. Like if I didn't get a few good bites early, I was kind of a little bit stressed because I know so if I got 2 bites early, 2 over 5, I got 2 in the box, right? And I got 3 bites, I could get the rest of the day. So that really helped me kind of benefit. Is I would be in an area that I knew had them. The first day I caught them really quick. I had like, I think 28 in like the first hour and a half. So really, you know, stress is, I'm gone, you know, you're just fishing.
Fish the rest of the day, yeah.
I was just like, okay, like whatever else, 2 bites the rest of the day. And that's what we got, and we called up to 33, I think. So it was kind of just being in the right areas at the right time, but mostly I was kind of focused on a little pattern that I had, and I would try to catch them early into my one area. And then I would run the rest of the day to try to work up to that, get to that 30-pound mark. And every time I'd hit the 30-pound mark, I would go try to find more stuff. So every time, I feel like what different was it for me with this tournament is I was planning on the next day. Every day I kept trying to build for what I had the next day.
Right.
Exactly. And it really helped me this time is because as I was fishing, thinking about this moment, but I was preparing for tomorrow.
Right.
You know, that was a really, I think that's what helped me a lot on this tournament was being able to kind of not foresee, but, you know, see the conditions. The first 2 days I knew they were going to pull out. So those fish, you know, they were easier to catch really because they were out by themselves. They were ready to eat, and then as the conditions started to come up, different baits started to play, and they started to get shallower. So it was a blast. It really was.
Right on. So after day 2, obviously you made the day 3 cut.
Yeah.
You know, because you were there, and then so day 3 rolls around, you get another 30 plus 30-pound bag. At what point in day 2, day 3 did you realize, hey, if I can keep doing what I'm doing, I've got a chance to win it outright? Of course, the top 10 were stacked.
Yeah.
Right? And they ended up Sunday, you guys handed out 10 century belts,
yes,
you know, because everybody was over 100. But at what point did you think on day 2, day 3, or maybe more on day 3, hey, I've got a legitimate chance if I can keep doing what I'm doing and my the success I'm having and my game plan keeps working? How did that, walk me through that?
So like, when I first realized is when I caught my jerkbait.
Okay.
When I broke it off, I broke it, I saw this fish, and I threw it out there, and I twitch, and and it broke off. I was like, oh, you know, I knew it was like a 5-6 pounder. And then I left that area for about an hour, and I come back, and I seen a fish in the same general area, and I fired it out there, and I twitch, and it come up, and I was like, oh, she's gonna do it, and I kind of bump, and it come up and ate it, and I leaned into it. I was like, dude, that's a big one. And I fought it all the way to the boat, and when I looked down, when she jumped, she had both of my jerkbaits like this, sideways in her mouth. I literally broke her off. I had one more of the same jerkbait, tied that one on, and both of the same jerkbaits were sitting sideways in her mouth. So like, when I saw that, I mean, that's something you never do, especially on a jerkbait.
Right.
And I was like, this could be it. Like everybody says, when you have one of those tournaments, you know, if it's
everything
your time,
goes right. Yeah.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I was like, you know, I didn't want to like oversee something, but I was like, this could be it, you know.
Yeah.
And then the last day was really stressful because I had 2 big ones and 3 babies. And so like throughout the day, I got to where I culled out everything, but I had 3-pounder left, and I didn't think it was going to be enough. So I was like stressing, and people was on my stuff. Locals were fishing where I was fishing, you know.
Right.
And I was just like starting to spin. I was starting to get hot, you know. I was like, I don't know what to do. And finally, I'd run down the lake, and I was just like, what, Lord, like, just lead me, you know, like, all times, right now is the time. And I just thought about this little pocket I had over here, kind of by takeoff, and I was like, I'm going to stop in there and hit that. And I went in there and caught a 7-pounder and pulled out the 3-something. So I was like, right then, you know, I was like, if somebody beats me, it's a shake of a hand and congratulations. You know,
heck of a week.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I've fished my heart out. I can do no more. I was like, I mean, just by not eating, not drinking, not sleeping, everything throughout that week, that was really all I could do. You know, I was done. And when I done that, you know, it was kind of just like it was kind of an emotional moment. You know, after I caught that last one, I was like, maybe we done it. You know, it was great.
All right, so we get to day 4, another 30-pound bag. You're behind the scenes at the weigh tanks, and then obviously you get crowned the winner. What was describe the rush of emotion? Like, number 1, youngest kid to ever win an Elite, but number 2, 130-pound bag. You know, for 4 days of fishing is just absolutely phenomenal in general. It doesn't matter what tournament series it is, but it makes it even better to do it obviously on live TV and having a great 4 days. So walk us through the emotions of just absolutely just winning.
Yeah, so like it was basically, you know, when I was going up here on the stage, and I was at the stage now that I've dreamed of. You know, I'm just kind of like, every time you open a magazine from Bass, or every time you watch a TV show or a segment from Bass, it's always somebody holding the blue trophy.
Yep.
You know, and you're always like, what can I do? Yeah, exactly. You know, that's just kind of the thing is the Classic and a blue trophy, that's about as real as it gets, you know. And when I was, you know, standing up there and he was like getting ready to say who won it, you know, and I just look over at him and he starts smiling at me, and then, you know, he says it or whatever, and it was kind of just like, it was just, I don't know, it was just kind of relief, you know. It just, it was and I hate to be like this, I've always been like, you don't ever second guess yourself. You don't ever want to second guess, but I'm bad about it. I'll second guess myself, like, am I good enough, you know, like against these guys and everything. And when that moment happened, I was like, you know, it kind of just, it settled me down inside, you know. I was like, okay, now hopefully, you know, I can go on with my career and just develop on all these little moments, you know, and being able to go on in the future. And it was a special moment to have my mom and dad there. And it
Absolutely.
was awesome.
Well, here it is, guys. You heard it first from Trey McKinney. Dreams do happen. Chase them. Go after them. 19 years old, right?
Yes, sir.
19 years old. Has been fishing his whole life. Anybody can do it. You know, it's just a matter of taking the time and the dedication, putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And Trey is firsthand, knows, you know, what hard work is all about. You know, fishing all kinds of series growing up as a kid. And now an Elite winner. So Trey, congratulations again on the W, man. It's great to meet you. So guys, stay tuned. More content coming for you all weekend long here at the Bassmaster Classic. And again, thanks to Trey McKinney, youngest person in Bassmaster Elite history to raise the blue trophy. Have a great one, guys.
See y'all.
Easy.
Yep.